Now, Gloria, tell me, are they organised in clubs or memberships, or they're groups? Is there a national federation? How is it all hanging together?
Yeah, it's in clubs. And then there's a membership also. You have to pay a membership, towards the club, and yeah. So if you're actually not in the club, you can't compete or anything like that at the nationals and places like that. Yeah.
And do you have any numbers in terms of how many clubs are there on the island, how many paddlers go out there, how many boats are in New Zealand? I'm not sure if you have that off the top of your head, but to give us a sense of how widespread and popular the sport really is.
Oh, sure is. Clubs throughout New Zealand.
If you would go to a national competition, how many different teams would be represented?
At the nationals?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a 4-day event, so that's racing 4 days solid from 7 a.m. in the morning till probably 6 o'clock. So that just tells you, and there's 8 lanes, so it's huge. It's a huge sport. So, from the top of, North Island to the South Island, basically, is New Zealand wide. I can't tell you how many clubs there are, but probably 30 or even more. Well, there's got to be more.
Now, when I was looking at the website that you're referring to, it talked about some statistics for women and men, and it seems to be quite evenly divided.
So what was that, Ren?
That there's both women and men participate.
Yes, yep.
And what about age groups? You talked about before having to shift club because you sort of had reached a different age level.
Yes, there is. There's all different age groups. Like there's the under 16s. Like they have kids. The first week of the New Zealand Nationals, they have kids down there as young as 5 paddling. It's the most awesome thing to see. And then you go up to your 16-year-olds, 23-year-olds, and then it's like, you've got your masters, which is like your 20 years, 30 years old, and then senior masters, and then it goes up to golden masters. They even have golden masters. And it's an amazing sport, because I'll tell you, I went down to Mulberry Grove here one day to the shop, and I saw this guy sitting there, and he had the most huge shoulders. He was in such good shape. And I said to myself, that guy's got to be a paddler. I asked him, and he was a world champ. And he was over here for a wedding. But, I keep drifting off the subject, but, yeah. Sorry.
No, but you're telling us that people do get involved for getting fit and wanting to be part of it.
Yeah.
Now, can you imagine us having a proper... I mean, do we need to have several wakas to form a club here on the island?
Do we have to have what, sorry?
Do we have to have more than one canoe here to form a club?
Absolutely. See, if we had another waka on the island, and so this is what would draw more people, because then it would become competitive, because you're going to race against each other. That's what you need, because ideally that's what the sport is. It's a competitive sport, and and to compete you've got to have 2. You've got to have 2 waka.
Well, it sounds like we should get a waka up north and one down south, and we'll have a competition here. I was speaking to Rodney Nawaka yesterday down at the. He came down to have a look at our waka there, and just and he said to be going back home to his next meeting of the iwi up there,
yes,
and see if he could get some people lined up to be part of that. And look, before we know it, I've got the. If you're listening and you're part of the youth group, then we're trying to get you involved as well. This Thursday, 2 weeks' time, you're going to be out there, and we'll give you a chance to go a bit of paddling with the canoe as well. So who knows? If we've got a few different groups together, then it's only one more step to get extra canoe out here as well, and we'll be competing in no time.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. That sounds good, Ren. I mean, that sounds great, and good on Rodney. Take it up back, up there, up north, and see what they can come up with, or but I mean the wakas of the island waka, that waka, the waka that's on the island now, it's for everybody,
We should maybe just explain that the boat was brought onto the island a few years ago with funding raised through Christina Spence and the Family Support Group, and they in turn have given us to us at the Sea Education Out here, because I'm part of that group there, to together with the other equipment they have, get people in the water, young and old, and try to do that. And as the same applies as you're saying for the Sea Education Trust as well. That we are there to get people in the water from right across the island, and we'll do so in any which way we can. So we really want people to kind of from across to be involved and see if that grows and we get more people involved.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm reminding people to be at 1 o'clock, and I can't say it often enough. Do join in, because we want the more the merrier, and we'll get this going. And look, at the very least, even if we've got only one waka, we can do time trials and see who can do it quickest. Absolutely.
Yes. Well, that's part of our process for the New Zealand national, for the world's. Sorry, you go through a process of you've got to have qualifying times, because if you don't get in within that time, there's no point there's no point you even going. So yeah, I've been through all those processes of racing against everyone, and one of our processes when we're doing the Worlds was to paddle one of those waka by ourselves, the 6-man waka. Mm-hmm. All you had was the steerer and yourself, and we'd sit in seat 2 and paddle 300 metres. So
okay.
Yeah, that's a bit of a.
But we'll leave that for the advanced classes, okay? Hey, okay. Look, I think we've kind of told people out there enough about paddling, and now the next step is to actually go out and get into it yourselves. So we'll see you all down there at Mulberry Grove School, either to get in or to cheer us on at 1 o'clock this Sunday. And hopefully it's going to be there at 1 o'clock, probably 1 or 2 o'clock every Sunday from now onwards. And we'll see if we get other times going as well. So just come knock on the door. If anybody would like to know more about that, or can't be there this time but would like to know when it's happening again, then either get in touch with you down at what was your phone number? Just 05?
Yeah, 051.
051.
Yep.
Or you can call me Rent on 585, and we'll make sure that you be in the loop for next time we go out.
Yeah, no, that sounds brilliant, Rento, and thanks for ringing me and having a chat. It's awesome, and I just hope that everyone, they come down at 1 o'clock, because I'd love to see them there and get this happening. And, who knows? We might be at the Nationals in a couple of years.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Chubby, thank you very much for talking to us here on the Island Club. And we'll see you all down there Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Okay then, Rent. Cheers and have a good day.